right, let's now talk about this concern around fuel in the country. Many people are stockpiling fuel. Some are calling it panic buying as well. Let's go over to Reggie Sibiya from the SA Fuel Retailers Association. It's the CEO. Reggie, good morning to you. From what we've been seeing here on eNCA, queues for kilometres, and I don't think I'm adding any spice or exaggerating, kilometres of cars lining up, especially in KZN, to try and get fuel. How panicked should South Africa be, and how concerned are you?
Look, thanks, Gareth. Of course, we are concerned with the unrest that has been happening and obviously affecting the businesses. But as far as the fuel, reserves, and stock availability is concerned, we can assure the public that there is sufficient stock to actually serve the country and the nation. The challenges, of course, is that the areas that have been designated as hotspots were not able to access the product for the safety reasons. And as a result, then the sites that were in those sites would be dry. But subsequent to that as well, there was this WhatsApp that was trending about the shutdown of SAPREF, which was really taken out of context because that shutdown was related to, obviously, just the precautionary measures to ensure safety for the staff. But subsequent to that, SAPREF did actually send, a communication to say there is, a sufficient fuel stock. So that has then spiked, obviously, the demand, and obviously there were some media comments, from some people who are not even closer to the situation, stating that there is potential fuel shortages. So that then spiked this demand and panic buying. And so even in areas where, there is no unrest, people are just been panicking, not knowing, what's going to happen tomorrow. So as a result, some of the service stations are getting dry because of that panic buying. But we believe that, we have been on media and we are actually trying to bring the comfort to the motorists.
So let's just talk quickly, if we could then, about these messages that are going out. Reggie, you're saying there is enough supply, people should not be panic buying, but because of logistics issues, some fuel stations, particularly in hotspots, might be running out of petrol, but it doesn't mean there's no supply. It just means there's no transport and logistics to get there. Why then, we're seeing it on our screen now, Reggie, are we asking South Africans not to fill containers with fuel? I imagine that's for generators. Perhaps there are garden services who need to run their lawnmowers. For any reason, you're asking people, or the call has been made for people not to fill up their containers. Is that not, I want to use the word, fueling the panic buying?
Gareth, first of all, that is now a regulation that was, pronounced by the Minister of Minerals and Energy Resources. As FRA, we've also have been supporting that call. As you are aware, that, there were incidences where people were actually burning property through actually these containers where they were buying the fuel from the service stations to go and destroy the properties. So, Stephen, it's quite an interesting, view. And with all the sensitivities around it, I always say, for example, when the government receives, intelligence and they don't act on it, we complain as citizens. But also when they get the intelligence, we complain again. I've just been making this example of saying, if you, Gareth, are running a service station and you hear that there are two people coming to your service stations with containers to buy petrol, one of them is going to actually buy the petrol to go and bomb your house. And then the other one is really genuinely just coming to buy the petrol for a generator. So how do you mitigate that risk? Because it's urgent and imminent. So we understand that the reasoning behind it, and also we understand the inconveniences. But we also believe that this is just a temporary, because the regulation does state the purpose for which it is created.
Yeah.
I believe that once the situation calms down, the minister will just repeal the regulation. It's as easy as that.
Well, hopefully it's sooner rather than later. Reggie, thank you very much indeed. I think you've explained at least what the situation on the ground is. No need to be panic buying. Some stations running out of fuel in hotspot areas, not because there isn't enough petrol, but because of safety concerns and logistics concerns getting there. If we all stop panic buying, we actually won't have a fuel shortage. There is enough, and the reason for the no containers, in case you missed part of that discussion, the reason for no containers is actually because of the concern around people using that petrol to then go and loot stores and destroy property.